Hey, what's going on, YouTube? This is RC in Motion on YouTube, and today, I know I haven't posted videos in a while, but today I wanted to show you guys something you at home could do for a budget if you're looking into getting into racing or competitive driving on-road or off-road. And one main concern for a racer is his tires, and the concern is having the tires balanced properly. On the market today, there's a lot of products to balance your tires. A lot of companies have released it, and they're quite pricey. But if you don't have the that type of money and you're working with a budget, I'm going to show you a quick way if you have the materials at home, or maybe you can go out and buy them, which I think is maybe at the most $10 to make this. So this is what I have right here. Let me show you guys here. Let me just pan it down and zoom it. Okay, so here you guys can see the tire balancer. And like everybody knows, the way you balance your tires is you want to find the of course the heavy side on the bottom. Okay, and once that heavy side drops, you put your weight on the opposite side. So in this case, it's always going to be around where that green spot is at. This is just one of my HPI on-road tires. I haven't balanced it at all, but it works for every tire size. In my 8 scales, I have them on the truck itself, and we'll also show a demonstration on that. So let me take it apart, show you guys what I have. Okay, so let me show you the components I personally use. You can use some things similar to this. I've heard some comments on the RC Sparks Facebook page that people actually said the Android box is a good box as well. It's sturdy, and I believe it's made out of wood. But in this case, I use the iPhone 4. I know it's kind of silly, but I use the iPhone 4 case. And let me show you this quick setup. Okay, so what I used was some threaded rod. I believe this is about a 1/4 inch threaded rod. Okay, and I cut one, and the edges I shrunk them down. Let me show you here. I grinded them down, shrunk them down, so they'd be in a cone shape. This you can have it done with your Dremel, okay? And I used two 7mm, just regular 7mm nuts in there. Okay. Now, this is the kind of like the gold mine here. This is an HPI ball cup. Or an HPI T-wrench. Is a 440 mini T-wrench. You guys can see there. You guys can purchase this off their website. I believe Tower Hobbies has it as well. But it's because it's hollow. It's completely hollow in the center. You guys can see there. But this is the perfect wrench for this, because this you can go all the way down and tighten your nut pretty much. So let me show you this setup. Okay, so I have one nut here, one nut on the opposite side, of course. Okay, and inside goes your wheel. Now to center them, what I've used are some servo bushings, and these servo bushings, you can find them in any servo kit or upgrade kit, or even a servo that you might have. So I used to just to center the tires and the wheels out. Okay, now for the bearings, of course, let me show you here. I have to take this one apart. Let's see. Let's take one side. This one. There we go. Okay. So let me show you what I did. What I did, I measured it, the height, and you have to take into consideration that one box is taller than the other. Okay. So one box is going to be taller than the other. So you have to kind of compensate for that. Okay, well, I have it upside down. Let me show you. See how I centered them out? Being that one box is taller than the other, I centered them out. Okay, and how I did this was I just took measurements and I kind of centered them both. I did the top measurement and the wide measurement. Okay, and I drilled a hole and I stuck the Traxxas bearing. I'm gonna put the size in the description, and I'll give you a link as well for the type of bearing that I use. But I went ahead and put each one on each side. Okay. Then I had some spare parts, and I had some steering knuckle bushings. You guys could see here. They're just, all they are for your steering knuckles on any RC car. They're gonna have these bushings, so of course your steering could won't be so tight. So they have these little bushings where the screw goes in, and you don't have to worry about your steering binding. So what I did was I used them inside the bearing, and they fit perfect. See there? And then on the opposite side as well, and they fit perfect. And that's where the beveled end, or this grinded end, comes into play, because it fits perfect inside that bushing. Since the bushing fits perfect inside the bearing, you have motion. Okay. So then I went ahead and drilled 2 holes on the bottom, and I wanted it stable, so I put another rod end, or threaded rod end, and I measured it. That way when the wheel is on and I'm spinning the wheel, it won't wobble or fall. It'll be steady. So let me show you the different methods of 10 scale and 8 scale wheels. So it'll look something like this. Okay, we just put it inside those little bushings or spacers. Okay, and then of course you can see the tires already spinning to the heaviest side. So we just give it a spin. Okay, and then you will see the heaviest side go down to the bottom. Okay, there it goes. Okay, now that's the heaviest side, right? So to make sure, you can go ahead and make a mark, or we'll just go by this this vent hole here, and we'll just twist it up till 9 or 3 o'clock. If it goes down again, that's the heaviest side. Let's go down to over to 3 o'clock, and you can see, you can go from there and determine what's the heaviest side. And then of course put your weight, mark it, put your weight up top, and give it a spin again, and then balance it. Now for the 8 scale, I found it a little tricky because of the huge hole in the center. So I found out that you can see here, these little axle or diff outputs, or diff case cover, whatever you want to call it, they fit perfect. So let me show you how I mount those. So like I showed you guys, those little diff case, they fit perfect inside a 1/8 scale tire. If you look in the back, the circle shape is, identical to that of a 8 scale tire. So if you're looking to balance your 8 scale tire, you can go ahead and do that. I use to straighten them out. That way I know they're not crooked because of the wheel nut or whatever. I use those same bushings. You guys see there? Let's see if it focuses. There goes the bushings in the front and in the rear, and that way they're perfectly centered. Okay. So let me go ahead and show you guys what the 8 scale looks like. We go ahead and insert them in the bushings, and you could already see the tire is finding that heavy spot. There you go. So then I can make my mark, but let's go ahead and do this one real quick. So let's go ahead and grab just a marker. Let's just put a dot there to where we can see it. There goes that dot. I can see it. Maybe you might not be able to see it because of the light, but there's the dot right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's give it a spin. Okay, there you see it spinning, 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 spinning. Okay. And let it stop. This is spinning too much. Those bearings are good. So let's see if that, there it comes. And there comes that dot. So that's your heavy spot. This is your heavy spot. So you put your weight up top. So let's make sure that's the one. Let's put the little spot at 9 o'clock. And it goes back up there. And let's put it around 3 o'clock. Just this is only 10 bucks. I mean, at the most. I didn't spend that much. And like I said, you can pretty much balance any of your tires. It really doesn't matter what type of tire it is. You can go ahead and balance it for bashing, racing. I know bashers, some bashers like to balance out their tires, and that way they save money on servos. They save money on linkages. But this is, I believe this is the easiest way for me to balance out my tires. So, I mean, so far it works perfect. Like I said, that little anchor on the bottom, you want to have it as tight as possible. Not too tight because then you'll bow out the boxes. But I mean, you can use whatever you want. It's all about ingenuity and wanting to, I guess, make a balancer like I just did. I just sat down and saw this box laying there, and I said, well, I might as well make a balancer. So this is a tire balancer on a budget for those guys or kids, young ones that can't afford a tire balancer. If they want to go race on-road or off-road, there you go. This is the tire balancer. Like always, guys, like, comment, rate, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys on the next video.